When my wife nonchalantly disclosed her intention to take a vacation with her so-called work husband, I stood motionless, stunned by her audacity. She spoke with unwavering confidence, as if my feelings were inconsequential. At first, I thought she might be joking, but her resolute, unflinching stare confirmed her seriousness. A suffocating pressure clenched my heart, and for the first time in years, I sensed a deep rift between me and the woman I had vowed to spend my life with. When I asked why she believed I'd accept this, she brushed it off with a casual shrug stating, "It's not a big deal. We're just close colleagues, and he understands me in ways you can't." Those words burned into my consciousness, sharp and merciless. I had devoted years to nurturing our marriage, building its foundation, and this was my repayment. Her choosing another man's companionship over mine. As she continued speaking, her words blurred into a distant hum. In that instant, I realized the woman I thought I knew no longer held me in high regard. If she did, she would never have placed me in such a degrading situation. This wasn't merely about a trip. It was the unraveling of a marriage already weakened, its fractures now painfully clear to me. Instead of begging or exploding in fury, I managed a faint, composed smile. My response startled her, and she asked why I wasn't angry. With a serenity I hadn't known I could muster, I said, "This is the ideal moment to end our marriage." Her expression shifted to disbelief, as if she'd anticipated a heated argument or emotional collapse, not this calm determination. She let out a nervous chuckle, questioning if I was serious. I assured her I had never been more certain of anything. I told her she could go on her trip, but when she returned, I would no longer be her husband. If she wished to treat another man as her partner, she was free to do so, but not while bound to me. Her confidence crumbled into visible anxiety. She stumbled over her words, insisting I was misunderstanding, that it wasn't what I thought. But I had heard enough empty justifications in my life. I refused to let her diminish my worth any further. In the days that followed, she attempted to backtrack, claiming the trip was harmless and their bond was strictly professional. Yet, if that were true, she wouldn't have hidden details or spoken of him in ways that crossed boundaries. My gut told me there was more to the story, and I wasn't about to ignore it. The next week, I met with a lawyer, who listened carefully and supported my decision. A quiet sense of peace settled over me, knowing I was reclaiming my self-worth. For the first time in years, I wasn't driven by raw emotion. I was acting with intention. When I told my wife I had filed for divorce, she broke down in tears, pleading for me to reconsider. She claimed she never imagined I'd actually walk away. Her words were heavy with remorse, but I saw them for what they were. She wasn't grieving the loss of our love. She was mourning the stability and comfort I had always provided. I reminded her of her own words, that this man understood her better than I did. I told her to turn to him now, since she had already chosen him over me. Watching her face the consequences of her actions was both heart-wrenching and liberating. For once, I held the upper hand. The vacation never happened. She called it off, likely realizing the cost was too high. But the damage was irreversible. Trust, once shattered, cannot be rebuilt with simple apologies. I had remained faithful for years, and she had taken that loyalty for granted. As the divorce process moved forward, I felt an unexpected sense of freedom. It wasn't without pain. Memories of our happier days lingered, tugging at my heart. But I grounded myself in the reality of her betrayal, the careless way she spoke of another man, as if my emotions didn't matter. That truth gave me resilience. In the end, my wife learned a painful lesson. You cannot keep a husband at home while treating another man as a partner for convenience. Actions have consequences. For me, I walked away with my dignity intact, ready to build a new life where respect was non-negotiable, the foundation of any love worth pursuing. Sometimes, the most powerful form of retribution isn't anger or shouting. It's the quiet strength of walking away.